Hello, I'm Jordan Guth, SoundStage podcast host, videographer, and creator of the Practical Audiophile series. Speaking of podcasts, listen to our controversial episode with Paul Hales of Pro Audio Technology. He had so much to say about the use and misuse of room correction, we broke it into two parts, which you can find on all the major streaming services. As for Practical Audiophile, we have a new episode coming this month about the Lingdorf Audio TDAI2210, a very full-featured streaming integrated amplifier that includes room-perfect room correction. Roger Cano already reviewed the TDAI2210 on SoundStage Hi-Fi, and we also have a full measurements breakdown from our lab. In this new Practical Audiophile episode, I put it through the paces with a pair of KEF speakers. But right now, I'm going to tell you what's new on the SoundStage network for August 1st. Over at SoundStage Australia, editor Edgar Kramer reviews Rockport Technology's Lynx loudspeaker. Edgar was surprised by the inertness and weight of this mid-size floor standard, which he found to be peerless. More importantly, he was impressed by the speaker's excellent sound quality. Edgar writes, "The Lynx loudspeaker sports bespoke drivers, including support for an advanced tweeter via a carefully engineered waveguide, a meticulously fine-tuned crossover network, a seamlessly assembled no-joints cabinet, and the most inert enclosure in the biz." He then goes on to state that it sounds superbly balanced, detailed, resolving, natural, and tonally correct is yet another reinforcement, as if it needs it, that Rockport Technology's Lynx loudspeaker is truly something rather special. Coming soon to SoundStage Global is a new installment in Jason Thorpe's My Audiophile Neighborhood series. This time around, Jason helps his dog park buddy Aaron assemble a system for vinyl playback and streaming. A big challenge for this project was accommodating her husband Kareem's minimalist sensibilities without compromising sound quality. On SoundStage Ultra, Jonathan Gorst reviews the Etsuro Urushi Cobalt Blue moving coil cartridge. Etsuro Urushi is an elite line of cartridges from Japan's Excel Sound Corporation. All models feature bodies finished in the Urushi lacquer. The Cobalt Blue has an 80 micrometer microline diamond stylus, a sapphire cantilever, and a generator with samarium cobalt magnets. Jonathan is unstinting in his praise of this beautiful cartridge. He writes, "The Etsuro Urushi Cobalt Blue is a remarkable groove tracer which gets to the heart and soul of music in a way that might be superior to any other cartridge I've had at home." In his monthly editorial, senior editor Jason Thorpe recounts a recent email exchange among the SoundStage editing team about citations of classical music in product reviews, then outlines our editing process and explains how he chooses music for his reviews. After learning how some SoundStagers use this genre in their reviews, Jason says he might take a fresh listen to the classical records in his collection. On SoundStage Access, senior editor Dennis Berger reviews Emotiva Audio's Basics TA2 Plus stereo receiver, which is rated at 135 watts per channel into 8 ohms and features a built-in FM tuner, a high-resolution DAC, and a phonostage that can work with moving magnet and moving coil cartridges. "I think the TA2 Plus hits a really sweet spot in terms of price and performance," Dennis writes, then concludes, "I'm giving this one a huge thumbs up." For his monthly editorial, Dennis takes aim at the algorithms streaming services use to push recommendations at listeners, then outlines his preferred method of discovering new music: other people. Dennis says the people in your life can serve as anti-algorithms. Talk to those humans, he advises, have real conversations about music. On SoundStage Hi-Fi, Doug Schneider reviews Simaudio's Moon 761 power amplifier, which is part of the Canadian company's Premium North collection. In stereo mode, the Moon 761 is rated to deliver 200 watts per channel into 8 ohms, rising to 400 watts per channel into 4 ohms. In bridged mono mode, the 761 outputs 600 watts into 8 ohms. Doug writes, "Throughout my extended evaluation, the Moon 761 remained transparent, authoritative, completely in control, and flawlessly reliable." Then concludes, "It's a great amp, and a keeper." In a guest editorial on SoundStage Hi-Fi, managing editor Gordon Brockhouse explains what it takes to become an audio reviewer. Gordon has some practical advice to anyone who'd like to review products for SoundStage, including to read the reviews on our sites closely to learn how they should be structured. That will tell you almost everything you need to know about writing for SoundStage or for other audio publications as well. Then, if you decide to take a stab at reviewing, really sweat the details. On SoundStage Simplify, AJ Wykes reviews the Denon Home 600, the flagship model in Denon's new lineup of single-piece streaming loudspeakers. Each Home 600 has 8 drivers and 170 watts of built-in amplification, and supports Dolby Atmos spatial audio. 2 Home 600s can be paired for true stereo, which is how AJ reviewed this system. AJ states, "The Denon Home 600 is an easy recommendation for a specific listener, someone who loves bass and doesn't obsess over pinpoint imaging or perfectly neutral dialogue." In his monthly Pulse column on SoundStage Experience, music editor Joseph Taylor takes aim at the AI-generated music that's popping up on some of the streaming services. Joseph writes, "I don't think AI will reach a point where it can create real art of any kind." And then adds, "Maybe AI can adapt over time to mimic something that sounds or looks like real art, but mimicking is as close as it will get, and we must be on guard to ensure that we can recognize the difference between the real and the fake." On SoundStage Solo, senior editor Jeffrey Morrison reviews Sendy Audio's Apollo Pro open-back planar magnetic headphones, which feature zebrawood ear cups, velvet ear pads, and a lambskin headband. The Apollo Pros look great and deliver smooth sound, Jeffrey says, but are kind of bass shy. In his monthly editorial, Jeffrey recounts some interesting feedback he received from readers of his recent column about the times in people's lives when musical taste becomes solidified and the way our tastes change as we age. Here are some reviews and features you can look forward to on the SoundStage network. Coming to SoundStage Access on August 15th is a review by Tom Moon of Victrola's Jack White Wave turntable and tempo-powered speakers. Also on August 15th, SoundStage Hi-Fi will have a review by George Asa of the Synthesis Roma 510 AC 2-based integrated amplifier. Coming to SoundStage Simplify on September 1st is a review by AJ Wykes of Cambridge Audio's LRX streaming active loudspeaker. Thanks for watching and see you on August 15th.